Alrighty. Where did you come up with the idea to create the film?
Well, I came up with the idea of basically after 9/11 and sort of sitting in my house for a year and just being scared and then eventually realizing, no one's dealing with this, certainly not in a comedy. This is the new world we're living in, and let's just talk about it. Let's do something as opposed to nothing.
Okay. Being that you're a comedian, it must be hard to get embarrassed. Have you ever really gotten embarrassed? Is there a moment that you remember that you're like, oh, that was so bad?
Well, I'm thinking about your premise. If comedians have a hard time being embarrassed, I guess since they make their living being embarrassed. I was on the road promoting this movie last week, and I was in Boston, and my wife went downstairs, and I was in the shower, and the maid for the hotel, I thought my wife came back in the room, but the maid came to deliver some dry cleaning, and I was as naked as you can be, and I opened the bathroom door and I said, "What took you so long?" And it was this woman and I just standing, and nobody moved. "You're not my wife." "No, sir, I'm not." "And I have no clothes." "No, sir, you don't." "Okay, thank you." And I closed the door, and behind the door I hear, "I put the laundry in the closet, sir." "That's all right, thank you." So I think I was embarrassed last week. Just more shocked than embarrassed, yeah.
What was your most memorable moment during filming?
Well, there was a few of them. I think getting permission, we shot in the second largest mosque in the world, which is in Delhi, and I had to have this private meeting with the imam of the mosque and sort of tell him the idea, and I felt like a diplomat. I was sort of telling him, he was laughing a little bit, and he thought about it, and then he said, "Okay, here are the prayer times. You can bring your equipment in between the prayers." And it was like, wow, this is wild, thank you. And, it felt for a moment like an actual, diplomatic achievement to even get him to agree to this. That was I thought about that for a long time.
Did you ever participate in any of the things they did there, like praying at the mosque?
Well, you're actually, we didn't pray with them because I don't know if I don't know if they would have. I'm not so sure how they would have felt about that, since they sort of knew who we were, and I don't know. We never thought of doing that, but we became pretty close with these people in general, just sharing our meals and sharing stories, but we didn't pray at the mosque.
Okay. Do you think it was
I didn't
easier?
know if that was the right thing to do, but come to think of it, it would have been interesting.
Do you think it was easier to act in this film, considering it was you who wrote and directed it?
No, my job is to make it look like nothing's happening, but none of it's easy because, you have to run a crew of 150 people and stay on schedule and not get sick and make sure nothing goes wrong, and there's just so much pressure, and that's never easy. Everyone's telling you, you got 2 hours left, you got to be out of here in an hour, it's going to rain tomorrow. I mean, every piece of news you get as a director seems to be bad. Nobody says, "Guess what? More money, more time." They never say that.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
well, is that all the time we have? All right, well,
All
thank
right.
you so
Very nice
much.
to meet
It
you.
was a
Thank
pleasure
you.
meeting